Okay. Can you give me one word to describe Sean Morton?
Hysterical.
Brilliant.
Genuine.
Amazing.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Fucking amazing.
Known for 25 years, inspiration.
Oh, that's so nice.
Delicate.
Oh,
He's a dork.
a dork. I love that.
Hot.
Whoa.
Sexy bitch.
Sassy John Candy.
Oh, Sassy John Candy.
It's a hyphen, but I think it still counts. Morton Mania!
Woo! You're Ric Flair. I love it.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, you did. You're Ric Flair.
Hungry.
Igloo.
Metal.
Metal.
Like, metal as fuck. I don't know. Can I say that? Can I say
Yeah,
that?
you can say anything you want.
Annoying.
Obnoxious.
Obnoxious.
Cranky.
Curmudgeon.
Ooh, curmudgeon.
Prima donna.
Feet.
Oh, yeah.
Serial killer. Obnoxious.
That's 2 for obnoxious.
Eh.
I should have just let you go.
Is mama's boy one word? No. Audacious.
Ooh.
I'm gonna say sweaty.
If you get to say one word about your son, Sean Morton, what would it be?
Salty.
Perfect. All right, you guys, get real loud. Put your hands together. Make some noise for Mr. Sean Morton.
Look at this shit.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy. You can make a fat kid from Union City feel good, let me just tell you. Oh, thank you all for coming out tonight. This is a big deal because it's actually 16 years to the day that I stepped on stage for the first time. Yep. Yeah. So let me just address the elephant in the room real quick. I'm going to address the elephant in the room really quick. I am no longer the elephant in the room. Yeah. So 16 years ago, when I did step on stage for the first time, I weighed 460 pounds. So today, when I got on the scale for the first time, I changed 460 to 250. Not bad, right? Look, let's be serious. 210 pounds is a lot of weight, okay? That is a lot of weight. Like, that's a normal size, like you're a normal size man. That's you, I lost you, right? That's like 3 midgets. Like I lost, like that's Kim Kardashian's ass. Like that is a lot of weight for one person to lose, you know? But, it's not like Rome. They say Rome wasn't built in a day. It took me, I was always a big kid. So it started early. There was things like games that I couldn't play growing up that I wasn't good at, that my skinny friends were good at. You know what I mean? Like the hula hoop. Well, for me, it was like one spin around. It was a pink plastic belt for the rest of the afternoon. You know what I mean? You guys remember freeze tag? Wasn't freeze tag a great game, girl? Oh, it's great, isn't it? Yeah, no, it's great when you're 8 years old at 180 pounds. I'll tell you that right now. It's like 2 minutes into the game. It's like, who tagged Sean? I'm like, nobody fucking tagged me. There's one game I was great at, though. The seesaw. It's been 40 years. We still haven't found Anthony yet. I'll tell you that right now, so. Did a lot of things, man. Everybody who loses weight, we do a lot of different things to try and lose weight. It's never off the first time, you know. First thing I did, I started doing yoga. Fuck you. That's the reason why I didn't do yoga in person, okay? I went out and I bought a DVD, okay? Because people are judgy, you know, and you're 460 pounds, let's just be honest, you're doing these moves, you're gonna fart a lot, okay? And I don't want anybody judging me, okay? So I bought this DVD, and the problem with the guy on the DVD is he was mocking me. He was completely mocking me. He's like, focus on your breathing. I'm like, I'm 6'3", 460. I can breathe or do the move. Make the fucking decision. I can't do both, right? Did it with my wife, though. I did it with my wife together. Let me tell you, you learn a lot about your wife when you do yoga with her. I'll tell you that right now. We're doing this one position, I'm on my knee, my arm's out like this, my legs out here, right? My phone's in my hand. I have 9 and 1 pressed. I'm ready to fucking go down, right? She has no problem. Her one arm's over here, the leg's over here, the last is over here, head spinning around. I'm like, this fucking bitch has been holding out on me for 19 years already. Then I joined this gym. It's called Planet Fitness. You guys have one of these shitholes where you live too? Yeah. Yeah, $10 a month, right? You know who could afford $10 a month? Homeless people can afford $10 a month. You ever see the clientele that actually works out at a Planet Fitness, by the way? Every day I would go there, like 6 o'clock in the morning. This one guy would walk in, punch in the same time as I would. I'd go on the elliptical, and he would just go on the floor and do push-ups. I go, where the fuck do you live that you don't have a floor? Jesus Christ. $10 a month, man. Oh, it's hard. You know, they try and keep fat people in Planet Fitness. You know why? Pizza Mondays. Yeah. I used to go 4 days a month. Why don't you pick the fucking day out of the month I used to go? I had to quit. I had to quit Planet Fitness for one reason. I kept having an uncomfortable conversation in the locker room with the old guy who was naked. Did you ever have that conversation? That's a fun conversation, right? I'm wearing a Yankee shirt, right? Wearing a Yankee shirt, no big deal. Guy walks up to me, goes, oh my God, these bums, all they're doing is hitting ground balls. I'm like, yeah, Grandpa, speaking of ground balls, can you put a fucking towel on? I don't want to see this shit. God, I hate people, man. I upgraded. I went to this place called New York Sports Club. That was fun. Used to work out there with my best friend. That's always great. Now, let me tell you something. When you're a big guy, you want to try and get your best workout in. Now, I'm also going to tell you, I'm a 48-year-old man-child, okay? I laugh at inappropriate stuff. And the stuff that I was inappropriately laughing at was a midget who was working out at New York Sports Club. No, don't laugh at him, because he has the right to work out, man. He has the right to work out. But let me tell you something. It is hard when you're trying to lose all this weight and you see a little fucker trying to bench press a dumbbell, and you're like... None of it worked. None of it worked. I found something that worked April of last year. I don't recommend this, okay? I truly don't recommend this. I really don't. It's a horrible thing. I don't know if you guys ever heard about it. It's called running. Don't do it. Don't do it. It's hard. So here's the thing. I started catching like a lot of... catching a lot of fever, like the running fever after a while. You know, you really get into it, and you start getting into it. And I'm like, wow, how long have I run? So in a year, I figured out, I have the Fitbit, I wear that. I'm one of those douchebags now who wears this thing all the time, right? And so I'm like, let me see how much I ran in a year. And I did 1,702 miles in 1 year, which is, listen, that's a lot. No, that's a lot. It's a lot. So like you break it up over a couple days, over a couple months and stuff like that. It's not a big deal. And then I'm saying to myself, well, if I'm going on a plane, like 1,700 miles, it's like, it's a 3-hour flight. You know, if I get in a car, like a day or two. You know what I mean? It's like I wanted to know what 1,702 miles was like directly. You know, what it had to be. So I'm like, all right, we have this technology. I grab my phone. I go, hey, Siri, what's 1,702 miles from my house? And she goes, you will wind up at the Taco Bell on Main Street in Austin, Texas. You fucking bitch, really? This special has been in the works for a long time. I'm gonna tell you, it's been in the works for a long time. I wanted to do it a couple of years ago, but I don't know if you guys heard what happened. We had this thing called COVID, right? Kind of shut the world down for a little while, right? This was gonna be planned about 5 years ago. And we didn't know if we were gonna have work ever again as comedians. We really didn't. We were doing the most horrific gigs you could ever imagine, okay? But some of the things that came out of COVID was a really good thing, I gotta tell you. I learned a lot about my friends. I really did. A lot of people changed during COVID, for the good, for the bad, it's okay, you know? But I have a lot of really good friends, but most of them are pieces of shit. Now, let me just explain why. Like, they're degenerates, like they're true degenerates, and I love them all to death, don't get me wrong, okay? My one friend, Archie, right? I love him to death. He's a great guy, okay? I've known him for 25 years, awesome guy. During COVID, you know what he says to me? Don't come near me unless you have a mask on. Don't come near me unless you have a mask on. I don't want to catch anything. God forbid I catch anything. I'm like, dude, a month ago, we were at a strip club. You had your head in a friggin' stripper's ass. And you're caught pink eye. You were fine with that, though, right? That's okay. Oh my God, I can't believe how people changed. It was just horrible. My buddy Rocky, he's like, I'm worried about what's going into my body. My body's a temple. I'm worried about, you guys see the vitamins I'm taking, man? I'm gonna kill COVID naturally. Nobody's getting this vaccine in me. This body is a temple. I'm like, you're 400 pounds. Buddha lived in a fucking temple, for Christ's sake. You know, it's like, you're so worried about what you're putting in your body. You used to do coke over friggin' hookers' tits, and you're worried about a friggin' vaccine. Great move. Great move. We all had it, though, right? We all had COVID. Multiple times, right? I'm a 3-time champ. No? You lucky? Would you live in a bubble? Bayonne. You know what they say about girls from Bayonne, right? If she's from Bayonne, she's got chlamydia. Anyway. We all had it, though. Most of us had it, right? But let me ask you a question. Anybody have a COVID plan? No? My wife's the only sociopath who developed a COVID plan, is what you're telling me? So this is what she tells me, right? This is exactly what she tells me. She goes, here's what happens, okay? God forbid one of us gets COVID. The healthy one is gonna go to your mom's house for 10 days. I'm like, all right, I'm paying attention. And she goes, now here's the thing. I know you don't like leftovers, right? I know you're really picky about what you eat. Okay, I made 2 pots of my Italian wedding soup. It's in the freezer. God forbid I get sick. If you get sick, here's a prepaid debit card. It's got $1,000 on it, okay? Order your Grubhub, your Uber Eats, your Postmates, whatever you want. I go, I'm listening. She goes, I know we cut the cord on cable. I know you gotta be entertained all the time. I could be on TikTok for 10 hours a day. I'm fine. But here's what I did. I loaded the TV up, okay? We got Peacock and Paramount Plus and Hulu and Netflix and Apple TV. It's all set up for you. So I said, so what you're telling me is if I get COVID, you're going to my mom's house for 10 days. I get to eat what I want, and I get to watch what I want. And she goes, yeah, basically that's it. Hey, the dojo, let me explain something to you. You're looking at the only person on earth who actively went out and tried to get COVID. It was weird, man. It was weird. I was living in Bayonne at the time, right? So there was one place that was open early. It was a Target in Jersey City, New Jersey, okay? They would open at 6 o'clock. Open at 6 o'clock in the morning. I found out through the grapevine that the maintenance crew would get there at 5:30 and start cleaning up. You know when I'd get there? 5:15, before the maintenance crew get there. I put my hands all over the carts like this and go, today's the day. Today's the fucking day. Couldn't get it. I lived a block and a half from the only hospital in my county that was allowing COVID patients in, right? The only hospital was on the 4th floor. I found this out too. I snuck in on the 4th floor. There was this old guy on a ventilator on death's door. Looked like you, actually. Old shit, right? I felt bad. He had the monitor on. I was barely moving, right? The ventilator in his mouth. The guy was half dead. I pulled the ventilator out. I started going. I couldn't get it. Then I went to a concert like 10 months later, right? It was great show on a Tuesday night. I wake up on a Wednesday. I'm like, throat's a little scratchy. No big deal, right? Next day's Thursday, like Wile E. Coyote with the anvil getting dropped on his head, right? I was like, oh shit, this is bad. So I'm like, let me take one of these tests. And I take the test and pop positive. And I go, it's the best fucking day of my life, right? But I had to lie. I had to fake it, right? I called her right away. I started putting the waterworks on. And I go, babe, I'm so sorry, but I tested positive for COVID. And she goes, I'll be right home. I go, bitch, we got a fucking plan. Get to my mom's house right now. She didn't. She came home. And guess what happened? She took a test too. And what do you think that test came back as? Yeah, positive. You know why it came back positive? Because women don't want to see fucking men happy ever in their goddamn lives. That's why. Man. We got stuck at home for so long, man. We just used to watch horrible television. We were watching so much bad TV, man. It was great, though. It was so enjoyable, you know? I watched this show, My 600-Pound Life, right? Every single night with a big-ass bowl of ice cream. And I would just go, I got a long fucking way to go. This is great. But I was getting scared, you know, because I was sitting on that couch for a long time, and there was this one episode, this lady was big. She was like 850 big, like right around the carts at BJ's big, you know what I mean? Like she was a big bitch. And she sat on her couch. She sat on her couch for so long that the fibers of her couch got stuck to the back of her ass. Yeah, it's gross, right? I was like, look, I'm not gonna be a statistic and have the same thing happen to me. I went out the next day and bought leather furniture. I'm gonna slide right the fuck off, you know? We were getting delusional at some point. You know, we were getting a little delusional. Like, I would watch all these crazy things. I would watch this show, American Ninja Warrior. Right? You like that show? Have you ever sat there, right? Like when you're a big fat fuck and you're eating General Tso's chicken and you're commenting on the screen and you're going, I could beat this course, right? Then you had to remind yourself, asshole, you threw your back out putting a dish in the dishwasher 6 months ago. Throwing your back out. That's what sucks getting older, right? All these ailments come up. I'll tell you one thing. I was 460 pounds, not one doctor. Not one doctor at all, ever. I hit 250, right? I got a cardiologist. I got a neurologist, I got a pulmonologist, I got a friggin' podiatrist, I got an eye specialist. I swear to God, 20 more pounds, I'm gonna need a fucking pap smear at a gynecologist at this rate. It's not fucking easy, man. I'm gonna talk about my best friend for a few minutes. You guys okay with that? Not what you think. It's not what you think, people. I'm gonna talk about my mom for a few minutes, if you're okay with that. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. This is gonna be fun. This is gonna be fun. No, listen, in all seriousness, and I say this without any hesitation at all. She truly is my best friend in the world. And the reason why I say that is because she's the strongest person that I've ever met in my entire life. Hands down. Hands down. In 18 months, she got engaged, married, pregnant, widowed, and had me. That's a strong fucking bitch right there, right? It really is. So it's always been me and her. Now here's the problem. I get my assholeness from my mom. She's breaking my balls since I was a little kid. She really has. She's always been breaking my balls. I never really noticed it until later on in life, and I just had to take a step back and I looked and I'm like, wow, she's been fucking with me for a long time, right? My first big boy bed, I got bunk beds. I'm an only child. I go, Mom, why? I don't have a brother. Why do we have bunk beds? And she goes, you did? I go, I did? Where is he? He didn't listen. All right. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You think that's bad? Hold on. You think that's bad, okay? Now, mind you, 7 years old, I don't know my father, okay? I don't even know the story about what happened to him at this point, right? But as this little 7-year-old fat kid, what do I watch all the time? I love watching wrestling, professional wrestling, right? I love it. I still do it. 40 years later, I'm still hooked on this shit, right? I'm sitting there watching it one day, and she says to me, your dad's on TV. I'm like, oh my God. I go, Mom, is Hulk Hogan my father? She goes, no, honey, he's coming up soon. So I'm waiting. Finally, Roddy Piper comes on screen. I go, oh my God, Mom, is Roddy Piper my dad? She goes, no, honey, he's on next. Now, I'm gonna preface this. Let me explain something to you people, okay? If you have never watched professional wrestling in the 1980s, I'm gonna tell you about this next person who she told me was my father, okay? The guy's name was Kamala the Ugandan Giant. Now, for the people who don't know who Kamala the Ugandan Giant is, I want you to pick out the blackest person that you know, okay? Except for you, because you're clearly racist and have no black friends at all. So, pick out the blackest person you know. If you don't have a black friend, all right, Wesley Snipes. Wesley Snipes is a black fucking person, okay? All right, Kamala the Ugandan Giant makes Wesley Snipes look like Ed Sheeran, okay? This is how black. And she wonders why I'm gonna invoke power of attorney any fucking day. I swear to God. Even till a couple years ago, she's messing with me, right? Even till a couple years ago, it was horrible. Like in 2019, my best year in comedy, right? My best year. So I said, you know what? I'm the only child. I gotta take care of her. That's my job, right? That's my job. I walk into her house, living room set was really busted. It was horrible. It was beat to shit. So I said, you know what I'm gonna do? Do the right thing. Went out, bought her a brand new living room set for Christmas. Thought it was a great gift, okay? You know what the bitch bought me? A talking scale. I'm like, I'm fat my whole life. Now a piece of plastic from China has to reaffirm this? Thanks. She says to me, oh no, babe, here's the thing. I clicked on the wrong button on Amazon and I bought you a Spanish talking scale by mistake. Listen, at that point, pride goes out the window, right? Pride completely goes out the window at that point. I take that shit out of the box and I stepped on it and it goes, ay Dios mío, gordito. Even the stocking stuffer gifts, even like the little tchotchke shit you put in your stockings, right? I had to put something in her stocking. No big deal. Bought her $20 in scratch-off tickets. That's cool, right? It's cool, right? She wins $540 on the scratch-off tickets on top of the $5,000 that I dropped on her friggin' living room set. You know what I got in my stocking? Bacon-flavored salt. I said, Ma, how fat do you think I am that I need bacon-flavored salt, right? She got pissed. She goes, fine, I'll return it. like, the hell you will. That's bacon flavored salt. Fucking delicious. I'll tell you the one good thing that, I'm gonna go back to COVID for a second. The one good thing that happened with COVID, I lost my job of 20 years, right? No big deal, all right? It was meant to be. It was completely meant to be. I'm one of those believers in the universe. Everything happens for a reason, right? So a couple months later, I had this great realization. I have not smoked pot in 20 years because I was getting random drug tested at this place constantly, okay? So we go on vacation, and one of my friends says to me, "You haven't smoked pot in 20 years, have you?" I said, "No, I have not." She goes, "We're gonna get you back on the horse tonight." I said, "Giddy up, bitch," right? She goes, "We're gonna start you off slow. Take this one little gummy bear." Never forget this, dude. 8 o'clock, I pop this gummy bear, right? 8:30, nothing. 9 o'clock, 9:30, nothing. 10 o'clock, now I'm getting pissed, right? I'm like, "Bitch, I'm 460 pounds. You give me one goddamn gummy bear, okay? I haven't smoked pot in 20 years. I wanna get high as fuck. Give me like 7 more of that shit," right? She goes, "No, you have to have patience." I'm like, "I don't have patience anymore. This is 20 years I'm waiting now. It's 10 o'clock. I have no more patience. I'm done with this shit. I'm not high and I'm pissed off." 10:02, stroke victim. Holy shit. I was literally staring at the stars like Stephen Hawking, like, weed's different. It's completely different than it was 20 years ago. I'll tell you that right now. It's completely, even my nephews love smoking pot too. I love this kid to death, right? He was the actual executive chef to the owner of the Philadelphia Eagles, right? In Philadelphia. So he buys his house, great time, right? He invites everybody down. We're like, "This is amazing. We're gonna have a beautiful party, okay?" I walk in there. Of course, he's a chef. The kitchen is fucking phenomenal, right? In the kitchen, huge island. On that island, huge tray of cookies. I'm like, "This is great." He knows his uncle, right? Comes running up to me, goes, "Uncle Sean, just have half a cookie." Who the fuck are you telling to have half a cookie, right? I changed your diapers, you little prick. Don't tell me what to eat. I didn't know there were weed cookies. I had 18 cookies that day. It was the best 9 days sleep I ever had in my entire life, I'll tell you that. Let's go back to my mom for a few here. Mom's 100% Italian, right? 100% Italian. So I figured out Kamala wasn't my father after a while. She's 100% Italian. That's how I was raised, you know, but I was kind of curious, right? So I said to her, "Mom, where was my dad from?" Without blinking an eye, she goes, "He was from Wales." Let me explain something to you. When you're 460 pounds, you don't tell anybody that you're from fucking Wales, okay? Let's just get that out of the way. So I did the Ancestry DNA, right? Did the Ancestry DNA, you spit in the tube, you send it out, right? Comes back 3 weeks later. Comes back 40% Irish, which is great. Jameson, 40% alcohol, works perfect for me, right? Yeah. 10% Scottish, right? So now you think, because my mother is 100% Italian, that the other part of my DNA is gonna be 50% Italian. No. You ever tell an Italian person they're not Italian? Oh, that's a fun conversation over dinner. Let me just tell you that right now. Came back 28% Italian, 17% French. Real quick. Oh, real quick. She goes, "That's 45%. What's the other 5%? I go, "Don't worry about it. We're Italian. That's how you raised me." She goes, "I need to know what the other 5% was." I go, "No problem." Came back 3% Middle Eastern, 2% Jewish. She goes, "What does that mean to you?" And she wouldn't let it go. Would not let it go. I'm like, "Mom, it means nothing. We're Italian. It has to mean something." I'm like, "If you mean just shut the fuck up, it means I gotta buy a suicide vest, but I gotta get it on discount. That's the only thing it means to me." I love her to death, man. I do. I love her to death, man. During COVID, bought my first house, which was great. Moved 27 miles away from my mom, only child. Felt bad. Said, you know what we got to do? We got to make sure she's set up. We found her a house literally around the corner from us, right? Which is cool. It was a very cool thing to do. But here's what I got to do now every day, because I'm the good kid. I got to check on her every day, okay? But here's the problem. A lot of people my age in this crowd tonight. There's a couple older people in here. Not going to point them out. We can smell you from here. So now here's the thing. Oh, it's like impending death in mothballs. It's fucking horrible in here. Jesus Christ. At some point, here's the thing. At some point, you lose your filter, right? You just lose your filter. You just say the first thing that comes into your mind, right? I walk into her house today to check on her. This is what I do, right? First thing out of her mouth. Doesn't say, are you excited for tonight? Are you ready? What are you wearing? First thing she says to me, I want to be cremated. I go, right now? I got the fucking taping tonight. Like, what this? She goes, no, asshole, when I die. I said, well, where do you want your ashes scattered? And she goes, you pick. I went, oh, no. Mother's Day, 1997, I picked the wrong restaurant. 27 years later, I'm still hearing about that shit. You telling me exactly where you want your final ashes scattered, right? This is what she says to me. You ready for this shit? You're all covered in tattoos, right? Take my ashes. Go to your tattoo guy. Have him put my ashes in some ink. Have mommy's face tattooed on your back. So that way mommy always has your back for the rest of your life. All right? I said, bitch, you've been under my skin for 48 fucking years already. You're not literally gonna be under it for the next 48. I'm telling you right now. Fought her tooth and nail on one thing, man. Fought her tooth and nail on one thing. She does not like social media in the least. She hates it. Took me forever to get her to agree just to get on social media, right? Her aunt, my great aunt, 95 years old. 95. Every day, she's on Facebook. Every day on Instagram. This bitch has an OnlyFans page. She is making like... Not bad for 95, I'll tell you that right now. But anyway. Oh, my mom fought me. She's like, no, I'm not going on social media. You know why? I'm gonna put my information out there. I don't want my information in the clouds. I don't want anything to do with the clouds, right? I'm gonna sign up for something. Somebody's gonna become Lucy Morton. There's gonna be some lady in China with my picture and my address and my social security number, my phone number. No, my information stays my information and nobody else gets my information without me doing it. Alexa. Order me the new Willie Nelson CD. My credit card number's 3728. I get one thing from her, definitely. I get one thing from her that I have to admit is a little bit of a bad trait. I can shop. I know how to shop. My mom is a shopaholic, and I got that gene from her, okay? We both have good taste, too, which is great. But here's the thing about shopping, okay? When it comes to shopping, we all pretty much know what we like, right? We know what interests us, so that's what we go out and we buy. But if we don't know what we like, we depend on commercials, right? We depend on commercials to tell us products that we may have never seen before that are gonna pique our interest, and then we're gonna buy them. Okay, I'm gonna give you an example of a couple commercials that were beautiful commercials, okay? There was a cologne by Dior. It's called Sauvage, right? This is a beautiful cologne. Now, on this commercial, Johnny Depp is pushing this cologne. Now, let me just preface this by saying to you right away, I'm a 48-year-old straight man, and I have absolutely no problem on earth telling you all right now, I would fuck the shit out of Johnny Depp. I'm also realistic, and I know that if me and him are in a relationship, I am the bitch, okay? But he's selling this cologne, right? And I don't even know what it smells like, but I'm looking at him, and he's so pretty, right? He's so pretty. And I'm like, I want to be a pirate in the Caribbean. If you smell me from here, I'm wearing Sauvage right now, okay? Here's another commercial, okay? On the flip side, okay, there's another commercial, beautiful cologne, right? Katy Perry's selling it, okay? Katy Perry's selling it for Versace, okay? Now listen, I know you. You're a beautiful looking man. Your wife is a beautiful woman, okay? I'm gonna tell you right now, I have no problem on earth admitting this to you. There is no chance on earth you are ever fucking Katy Perry. Okay? Sorry to admit this to you, but here's what you can do. You go on Amazon, you get that bottle of Versace, right? It comes to your house, you take that bottle out of the box, you spray it all over your wife, you close your eyes, and guess what happens? You're fucking Katy Perry that night, right? It's a win-win. It's a win-win. All right. 2 great commercials. Those are 2 great commercials, okay? Now, ladies, I am not going to knock you if you bought this product, okay? I'm really not, okay? It's not the product that I hate. It's the lady in the commercial that I hate. Because she is not pretty like Katy Perry, okay? This lady kind of looks like me with bigger tits, okay? It's for a product called Lumi deodorant. Hold on. Now, I don't know the actual script of this commercial. I can only tell you what I heard. So I'm gonna give you my interpretation of the Lumi deodorant commercial with the lady who looks like me with bigger tits. And here's how it goes, okay? Ladies, we fucking sweat everywhere, right? Not anymore, you know why? Because we got Lumi fucking deodorant now, all right? We get titty sweat, right? You lift up Laverne, you put some Lumi under there. You lift up Shirley, you put some Lumi under there, right? And ladies, we get moist, right? Right? You take the Lumi and you go crack to crack, and crack to crack, right? Crack. And come on, ladies, you know we have crevices, right? We all have crevices, okay? You take your crevices and you put the Lumi right in the I'm throwing my fucking guts up watching this commercial. That was the most... Listen, thank you. That was the most horrific thing I had heard until I walked into my mom's house. Hand to God. First thing out of her mouth, oh my God, you will not believe what I just bought. It's called Lumi deodorant. I go, Mom, if you are fucking moist, I am getting the fuck out of here right now. So I'm going to break down the fourth wall for you real quick, okay? Comics, we write a lot of material. We write jokes, right? And that's our job. We write jokes. We tell these jokes to you. A lot of times the truth comes out in humor, okay? I wish I could tell you that I wrote this joke. Did not write this joke. This is an actual experience that happened to me. I could not write something this good, okay? Now, I mentioned before now that I'm smoking pot finally, okay? Now, I am 48 years old. My mom is 75 years old. And my mom judges me every day for smoking pot. which is not a big deal. Okay, now we are all sitting at my dining room table. I don't smoke green, I smoke a pen. And I take the pen out, and first thing she says to me is, what other drugs have you done in your life? I'm very open with her. There's no secrets, right? There are no secrets. I say to her, look, Ma, I did mushrooms once in college, and that was it, right? So I take the pen out, and she's looking at me. And I go, what are you looking at? Nothing. I go, are you interested in the pen? How does it work? I go, look, it's really simple. There's a little button on here. You push the button that activates it. You put it to your mouth. You take a hit. You hold it for a few minutes, and then you let it go. I go, Ma, if you want to smoke pot with your son, just say the word. She goes, word. Oh, game the fuck on, right? Game on. I need to see this shit for myself, okay? So now I gave her the whole tutorial again, right? How to do it. Now everybody at this table is frozen. They are fixated on this bitch, right? They're not saying a word. She takes the pen and she goes, this is how you do it? I go, yeah, this is how you do it. So she takes the pen and she pushes the button and she takes a hit. Not just a regular hit, fucking Snoop Dogg hit, right? This bitch, oh my God. Unbelievable hit this woman took, right? We didn't say a word. She holds it in and lets it go. And you could hear a pin drop in this house, right? All of a sudden, she looks at me dead in the eyes and says, this is so much better than Coke. So I'm saying to myself, all right, that's no big deal. Coke was big in the 70s, right? 74, 75. I was born in 76. Hopefully she wasn't doing Coke in 76, right? Not a big deal. Now, this is where the story goes bad. Then she says to me, but my favorite drug was poppers. Okay, 4 people know what this is. Okay, so now, for the other 100 in here who do not know what poppers are a drug that's called amyl nitrate. And it comes in a little tiny vial this big, and you unscrew the cap. It looks like a Coke vial, right? You unscrew it, and you put it to your nose, and you inhale the vapor, and it releases this euphoric feeling through your body where you lose all muscle control over every muscle and orifice in your body. Now, here's the problem with poppers, is that 99.5% of the people in the world who use poppers are gay men. And these gay men use poppers to loosen up things to have a very fun night, okay? I said, Ma, you know what poppers are, right? And she goes, yeah. I said, so you're telling me that your favorite drug was poppers? She goes, I didn't fucking stutter. I said, so you're telling your son that the favorite drug of your choice was the drug that gay men snort to loosen up their assholes for a fun night on the town? And then she said one word to me, exactly. Word of advice, if you try and kill yourself by drinking bleach, do yourself a favor. Don't drink a half a gallon, okay? Drink the whole gallon. Because if you only drink a half a gallon, you gotta tell that story on your first fucking DVD taping 16 years into comedy. I love her. God damn it, man. Just turned 48 last week. 48. Weird, man. Yeah, it's weird, right? It's a strange age. Getting older is weird. You learn things, though, right? You get wiser as you get older. I'll tell you right now, right? I'm not going to try and alienate half the crowd. I'm not going to try and build up the other half of the crowd. I'm going to tell you real quick right now, every woman in this room is better than every man that's in this room. I learned this with age, right? Women are much better than men. I'll tell you the reason why I say this. You know why? Because you all talk to each other since you were little kids, right? Little kids, you knew at 6 years old you were going to have a period at some point because you had a mom or a sister or an aunt, and she talked you through that, right? You knew all of this shit growing up. Guys don't talk about anything because we're macho pieces of shit. Okay? We don't talk about anything. Here's something that happens to ladies when they get a little older, sometimes in their 40s or their 50s or 60s. They pump out a few kids. You know what happens? They pee a little bit. When they're not in the bathroom. Right? Happens. Fucking, she's peeing right now. I can smell it from here. Let's fucking eat asparagus before coming to a comedy show, for Christ's sake, right? But here's the thing, happens to guys too. We just don't talk about it, right? We just don't talk about it. Because let me tell you, I had great bladder control, man. I had amazing bladder. I was 21, man. I could drink a 30-pack of beer and not piss until the next morning. Oh, it was magical. It was magical. I would turn 30, still drink that 30-pack of beer. No big deal. Got to sit close to the end of the bar, close to the bathroom, right? Guys, it happens to us too. I could tell you exactly when it happened to me. Thanksgiving night, 2019. Opened the Hard Rock Casino in Atlantic City, New Jersey. 1,200 people in the crowd, right? I looked good that night, man. I had khaki pants on, white shirt, blue blazer. I looked fucking hot that night. 5 minutes into my goddamn act, I felt a little come out. I don't know, right? Never happened before. Nobody told me about this shit. You're laughing. You know how embarrassing it is to have a freaking Hindu dot in the front of your khakis in front of 1,200 people? You know what, honey? It ain't gonna happen tonight. You know why? Fucking maxi pad right here. Right here. You just see everything differently when you get older. I was a huge sports fan growing up. Such a huge sports fan growing up, man. I'm a huge New York Giants fan, right? Huge, yes. Like, that's how I enjoyed it, man. I love watching football. My favorite player of all time was Lawrence Taylor. Lawrence Taylor was the greatest linebacker of all time. Snapped Joe Theismann's leg in half on television in 1985. Like, that's how I remember him. That's how I remember him. Not now. I gotta watch him on Dancing with the Stars to make enough money for his cocaine habit, right? No. That's not how I want to remember my heroes. Even the women we fell in love with growing up, man, they're different now. Jamie Lee Curtis. Remember how sexy Jamie Lee Curtis was in the 80s? Fish Called Wanda, Trading Places. Oh, I had a poster in my bedroom. My mother lost millions of potential grandchildren too. Now I gotta watch her on TV pitching yogurt that makes her shit properly. She ain't fucking sexy anymore. It was hard, man. It was just hard growing up. We had to meet girls the old-fashioned way, right? Where'd you meet your girl? Through her parents, right? That's old school. That's old school, right? We all had to do it a different way, man. You imagine that like there's some single people in here, right? Couple single people in here? Few? Are you on the apps? No? Don't do the apps, man. That's bad shit. Don't do the apps. Meet the people the old-fashioned way. Do it the right way. Apps are bad. You know why? Women send pictures of their tits all the time. They do. My friends tell me this all the time. They send pictures of their tits all the time on these apps. It's bad. Do you ever do that? You never send a picture of your tits to anybody in your life? Really? Here's my number, 201-780. But that's the thing, man. That's the thing that's really fucked up. Like, that's the thing. So can you imagine, like, you're in your 40s, right? You're 48, so you're the same age as me. You understand, man. You understand our bodies are fucking different than we were 20 years ago, right? Our bodies are very, very different than we were 20 years ago. Can you imagine being on an app and you get a picture of tits, right? And you're like, ooh, I don't even need to see a head. This is a perfect fucking rack, right? I'd marry the bitch right there, right? If she had a good rack. Right? I'd be scared to death about that next text. Where's my picture in return? You're 48 years old. Dude, you're 48 years old like me, man, right? our bodies don't work the way they used to work anymore, right? We don't have flexibility. We don't have mobility anymore. We got bad hips. We got bad knees. We got arthritis. Our shoulders are popped out. Dude, we need a fucking selfie stick. Like, we got to go like this. I got to move shit. You know what I mean? It's like... It's my home club. Did I ever tell you that? It's my home club. I love performing here, man. The only place I ever picked that I wanted to do my special was this place right here. Really. I can tell you I love this place so much because I perform in a lot of shitty places, man. Let me tell you, 16 years putting into this special, I had to work a lot of places to try and work out the kinks and all this stuff. So I'm going to tell you about some of the places I performed at over the last couple of years to try and get this taping ready to go. First place was Buffalo, New York. Ugh, it's horrible, right? You been there? You have, right? So you know it's a shithole, right? It's a real shithole. Fuck the winter, right? You know what I hate about Buffalo? It's really a horrible place. But 15 minutes away from Buffalo, one of the most beautiful things you'll ever see in your entire life. Niagara Falls. Right? You've been to the falls, obviously, right? Yeah? You been? It's amazing, right? If you haven't been to the falls, let me explain something to you. It's only one little thin wire that goes around the entire falls that prevents you from falling in. It's like God was telling the city of Buffalo, look, I'm not telling you to kill yourself. But I'm not going to make it hard for you either, all right? I worked in this city once a year for like 15 years, man. It never gets old. It's just a horrible city. It's a fucking horrible city. It's called Bristol, Pennsylvania. Oh, God. Let me tell you, I know a lot of people in this room tonight. Let me explain something to you. You're all hardworking people. You're entitled to have a bad day, a bad week, a bad month, even a bad year of your life. If you're having one of those, take your phone out right now. Put this address in your phone. 7800 Bristol Turnpike, Bristol, Pennsylvania. If you're having one of those bad days or weeks or months or years, go there. From this point right here, it's an hour and 6 minutes away. You will get there and you will wind up in the Walmart parking lot in Bristol, Pennsylvania. Go inside that Walmart. Any problem you have in your life is gonna fucking go away. Not like your Walmarts up here, they're nice, they're classy, right? They're nice and classy. No. This Walmart had 4 aisles that scared the shit out of me. 4 aisles, guns, caskets, ATVs, and live bait. Yeah, you're laughing at that one, right? Yeah, you can take your wife there. No, you can take your wife there, shoot the bitch, bury her, drive away, then go fishing with Scott in the afternoon, right? Not every city is bad, though, people. Not every city is bad. Let me tell you, if I didn't buy my house in Sayreville, I would have bought a house here. I love this city so much, man. Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Love me some Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. My friends just went there. They know it is a magical place. The reason I love Pittsburgh so much, everybody in Pittsburgh is like me. They are my people. They're over 6 foot. They're almost 300 pounds. They burp, they fart, they sweat. They almost shit their pants every day, right? Football season's coming up. They're freaking drinking beer, eating sausage, wearing flannel. These are my people. Yeah. Now let me tell you about the men. Of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. We all have friends for different reasons, right? We all have our friends for different reasons. I got sports friends, and I love them to death, okay? My one buddy Pete, he's my sports dude, okay? He is my sports friend. None of my friends like sports. I don't give a shit. I got Pete. That's all that matters to me, okay? Here's the thing. I was an athlete growing up. He was an athlete growing up. That's why we had this little bond, right? I played basketball. He played football. I understand that I got old and fat and broken, okay? He doesn't understand that yet. He doesn't get it. He was 6 foot, 200 pounds. He was a linebacker. He was freaking great. He almost went to the pros, right? Yeah. And 25 years later, he's still 6 foot. He's about 380 pounds at this point, right? Doesn't understand it, but he's my sports friend. He's my sports friend, and I love him to death for it. But I can't watch sports with him anymore because he's a little fucking delusional, okay? He is a little delusional, I'm not gonna lie. We're watching UFC. UFC is one of the greatest sports you could ever watch, right? I love watching UFC. Real manly thing, put 2 guys in a cage, beat the shit out of each other, bloody, disgusting, it's great, right? I go over his house, he invites me over. I walk in, he's just wearing boxers. Just boxers, okay? One ball hanging out the side. Cheeto dust all in his chest hair. It was just disgusting, right? You know what this asshole has the nerve to say to me? You believe St. Pierre tapped out like that? You know what I would have done? I would have put him in a rear dragon sleeper. He would have been out in 3 seconds. I go, really, Pete? That's what you would have done? Really? You stepped on your kid's Lego 6 months ago. You've been working his comp since then. That's what you would have fucking done? Really? Who's got kids in here? Anybody got kids? Nice? Yeah. Not me. Know why? Don't fucking like them. Don't like them. Nope. I got nieces and nephews, and let me tell you what, that is enough for me. That is enough for me. I have watched these kids grow up. Beautiful, right? My niece Ashley, 15 years old, says to me, Uncle Sean, I love you so much. I go, babe, I love you too. She goes, but you gotta change. I go, change for what? She goes, you're stuck in the 80s. I go, yeah, it's exactly where I fucking wanna be. She goes, no, your music sucks. I go, no, my music is awesome, right? Guns N' Roses, Motley Crue, Def Leppard, Poison, Slayer, Metallica, this is all I want to listen to, right? I still do to this day. And at 15, she says to me, no, you know what you gotta listen to, Uncle Sean? You gotta listen to Lady Gaga. I go, no, I don't, okay? She took my phone back in the day, took my phone, ran upstairs, put all Lady Gaga's music on the phone. And I hate my niece. I fucking love Lady Gaga now. Oh, look at me. I'm not a Gaga person. I'm not a monster, right? But here's the thing. Her music is so catchy, and it gets stuck in your head, and it comes out at the worst possible time. It really does. I was getting ready for this thing tonight. I get out of the shower. I'm dripping wet. I'm naked. I look in the mirror and start going, rah, 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 rah. You don't want to see that. And she turns 18, right? Then she turns 18. This is a great time in her life, right? Remember 18, right? 18 was fucking amazing. She asked me, Uncle Sean, I got my license. I'm like, that's great. You got your driver's license. You control the world now, right? Let me teach you how to drive. And she goes, I've been playing Grand Theft Auto since I'm 11 years old. I know how to drive. This asshole had 2 accidents in the first week she was driving, okay? Right? Her brother liked playing this game, Call of Duty, where you're shooting everybody all over the place, right? He loves shooting a gun so much, he joined the army, went to Afghanistan for 2 tours of duty, kids all fucked up in the head, right? Now, this is the problem. Everybody in here who's got teenagers, your teenagers got bad role models, and you get them from their video games, all right? I'm a 48-year-old Italian man from Union City, New Jersey. You know what kind of role model I have from a video game growing up? He was a fat little Italian plumber. Collected all his coins, ate all his mushrooms, and he loved his girlfriend. That's the kind of role model you want from your video games. Then my little girl got married. She grew up, got married. Love her to death. You know why I love her so much? I have such a special relationship with her. I'm the cool uncle. She calls me for advice, which I think is fantastic. I love this part about her. She called me a couple months ago and she goes, Uncle Sean, I got a problem. And I go, what's the matter? And she goes, I think Rob's cheating on me. And I said, why would you say that? And she goes, he goes out a lot. I go, honey, he has to go out a lot. You have to go out a lot too, okay? You go out with the girls, he goes out with the guys. When you come back together, absence makes the heart grow fonder, and that's what makes a healthy relationship. I said, but babe, I want you to use this as a guideline, all right? He goes out 1 day a week, play golf, Let him go out and play golf. Don't break his balls, all right? He goes out and joins a bowling league, and he's gone 2 nights a week. Sit him down, talk to him. Something might be going on. But honey, if he becomes a volunteer fireman, he's willing to die for free to get the fuck away from you. Like, that's how bad of a person you're being to him. But her husband's a great guy. I love this guy to death. He's a great, great guy, man. And we hang out. Like, we actually just hang out. And here's the thing. When we go out, right, and your phone rings when you're a dude, there's that special ring. Because we all give our girl that special ring, right? Isn't it cute? You know it's going to be her when the ring calls, right? And then you hear that song 20 years later, and you hate that fucking song more than anything in life, right? And his phone goes off, and I know it's Ashley right away. And he goes, hey, what's up? No. Hung up the phone. I go, what does she want, man? He goes, she wanted me to buy tampons for her. And I don't buy tampons for women, right? You know why? Real men don't buy tampons for women. I said, you know what, dude? You're wrong. And I smacked him right across the face. I said, a real man will go out every single month and buy tampons for the woman that he loves. You know why? Because that gives you joy. For 27 days a month. That shit's broken for 4. You fix that shit. I said, Rob, what's the worst thing that happens, man? What is the worst thing that happens, right? You're gonna grab that box of Tampax, you're gonna put it on the counter, the girl at the register is gonna look at you and go, wow, this is a great guy. He's got somebody at home that he loves, bleeding to death. And he's helping her. What a great guy. I said, Rob, one thing you never buy by yourself, man. It's the big ass thing of toilet paper. Never buy that by yourself. You're gonna buy that 30, 40 pack, you're gonna put that down at the register, the girl's gonna look you up and down and go, wow, this guy shits like a horse. Holy shit. Now, I want to ask you ladies a question before I get out of here, and I want to ask you ladies an honest question, okay? Answer me honestly. I'm not going to make fun of you for the way that you answer this question, okay? How many of you ladies have read the 50 Shades of Grey books in here? A couple, okay. So if you have not read the 50 Shades of Grey books, here's what I want you to do. I want you to do me a favor. Please don't read it in public. All right, follow me. Don't read it in public, okay? It's embarrassing for a man to watch a woman read this book in public, all right? Because, guys, we have the equivalent of 50 Shades of Grey. It's called Hustler. Now, if me and you read Hustler in public the way we want to read Hustler in public, we're going to jail, okay? Now, I didn't know what this book was about, okay? I was a little oblivious to it, and let me tell you, I saw this lady reading the book. It was about 5, 6 years ago. I saw this lady reading the book. Now, let me tell you something. When I say this lady was reading the book, this bitch was reading the book, all right? I caught her out of the corner of my eye, and she was going, oh. And I'm like, what the fuck is in this book, right? But I don't want to say anything, because I'm a gentleman deep down, right? But about 10 minutes went by. She must have hit the great page, right? Oh, my God, because let me tell you, she was sweating worse than I am right now, all right? Her whole body is shaking and trembling, right? She's biting her lip. Her eyebrow is quivering at this point. And then, dude, I finally see the right hand start going downtown. Yeah, right? That's the same thing. I was embarrassed, right? I was uncomfortable. Right? Hashtag me too. Seriously, that was not a good situation for me. So I was like, look, I gotta do something about this, right? I'm not gonna be made uncomfortable anymore. I don't care if I make this lady uncomfortable. I don't feel right here, okay? And I see her doing this, and I said, look, I gotta make a decision. I gotta do this right now. And I stood up and I looked her right in the eye, and I go, look, Mom, we're in church. That is really disgusting. Guys, my name is Sean Morton. Thank you so much. We fucking did it. We fucking did it. Thank you.
I need one word to describe Sean Morton. Are you ready?
Enough. Enough of Sean Morton. A podcast, I got to deal with them. Phone calls during the week. Shows. Enough of Sean Morton. Okay? Enough.
You know he's going to see this, right?
Oh, I want him to say it.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. Too much. Too much Sean Morton.
Okay. I'm uncomfortable now.